how to have unstoppable motivation, resilience, and persistence. Stay tuned. This is Damon from NLP Gym, the myth about motivation. Before I get into that, if you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. To start off with what motivation is and what resilience is and what persistence is, we first have to really debunk it as a something or a thing to begin with. Motivation is not a thing. Resistance is not a thing. Persistence is not a thing. But we talk about it like it's a thing, like I'm lacking in motivation. Get out of that thinking, because that's not even possible. You're not lacking in persistence. You're not lacking in resilience. It's not a thing. It's more about a process and an understanding. Why are some people more motivated and more resilient and more persistent than others? Well, it's because they are very clear about what they want, and they're very clear about how to get that, or what their criteria is for having that. If you saw $100 in front of you, you would just pick it up. You wouldn't even think about it. And you could stop and say, well, you were motivated to do that because that's why you did it, because you were motivated. And if somebody stepped in front of you, you'd probably walk around them and grab that. That would be persistence, right? And then if it started to blow away, and then somebody stepped in front of you, and then it looked like you weren't going to get it, you would still go after it if you felt like it was within reach, that you could get it. And that's what resilience is. That's not a thing. You have that within you already. So it's really about knowing what you want. And it amazes me how much people don't really know what they want. And I say it amazes me. At one time, I didn't really know what I wanted either. So how do you get to know what you want? It's so important. And I go on and on about this in my videos because I want people to really understand this. The more you understand your values, the more you're going to go after what you want and fulfill your values. And when you fulfill your values, you will be happy. That is what happiness is. That is what confidence is. That is what self-esteem is. You also need to know what it takes for you to experience that. That's what we call criteria. You can be very well aware that, say you want something lofty, you have lofty value like freedom, or you want a value like joy, passion. It's easy to say those things, but if you're not aware of the criteria that you need to have in order to do that, you need to go out and experience life a little bit. You need to go out and make some mistakes. You need to go and try doing things that you're likely going to fail, because you have to make a lot of wrong decisions to make a right decision. You have to take a lot of wrong turns to make a right turn. This is normal everyday life, but so many people are afraid to try new things that they never get out there and do that. So a lot of times when I'm coaching people and I ask them what they want, they can tell me in these sort of what we call nominalizations in NLP. It's from the meta model. Nominalization is a verb that has been turned into a noun. So motivation is one of those things. Motivation is a noun. It sounds like a thing, but you can't pick motivation up off the floor and stick it in your pocket. The same thing with, say, relationship. Relationship is a noun, but it's not really a thing. Relationship, when you turn it back into a verb, which is what it really is relating. You're relating to other people. It's an action, it's a process. Relationship, you can't see a relationship. You can't grab a relationship. You can't pick up a relationship and take it somewhere else. It's the same thing with motivation. Motivation is not a thing. Resilience is not a thing. Persistence is not a thing. It's a doing. It's a way of doing. It's a process. When you're clear on what you want, like having the $100 bill in front of you, when you know what your values are and you have that value, you're looking at that value, you're going to go toward it. You're not going to even think about it. You're not going to even think, oh, I need some more motivation to go toward that. No, it is motivation. And when you have the criteria down, the criteria is sort of like the pathway. It's sort of like knowing what it takes to experience that value. When you don't know either of these, or you don't know one of these, that's what we call lack of motivation. That's what we call lack of resilience. That's what we call lack of persistence. If you're not clear on what it is that you want, or you might be clear on what it is you want, you just don't know how to get there, that's when we lack motivation. That's when we lack persistence. That's when we lack resilience, because it can seem hopeless. You can feel helpless. You can feel like it's just not worth it, or it's impossible. So any of these feelings of impossibility, hopelessness, helplessness, that's what gets in our way of being motivated. Once you understand what you really want, and once you understand what the criteria is for experiencing that, you won't ever have to consider motivation again. You won't even have to consider any of these other things of resilience or persistence ever again, because it just happens naturally. You don't even question it. This will take some work. This will take some work on yourself. This will take some time to get clear on what it is you want. I do a lot of writing, and that helps me a lot. I also question myself a lot. I also get coaching. I have people who I surround myself with who will question me on these things. And so I learn more and more what my values are. At the same time, I get out there and I try things. I get out there and I do things. And I promise you, I fail more times than I succeed. But we have a presupposition in NLP. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. So when I don't succeed, all that is just feedback telling me this didn't work out for me. Do I persist and go forward because I can still see that this is going to get me what I want? Or do I need to take a new direction? You're only going to know that by getting out there and doing things. You cannot figure this all out in your head. I know a lot of people who try to do that. They want to figure it all out on paper or in their minds before they step out and try anything because they're so afraid of making a mistake. Get over it. You have to get out there and you will make mistakes, and you just have to be okay with that and just accept it. And if other people get down on you about that, then it's time to find some new people to surround yourself with. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Follow us on Facebook for real-time updates on workshops that we have coming up and free practice sessions. Yes, I hold free practice sessions here in Santa Cruz, and you're welcome to come if you live in town or if you're nearby. If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about here, uncovering your values and learning the criteria and installing this hypnotically using trance, I'm having a workshop coming up October 22nd and 23rd here in Santa Cruz, where that's exactly what we'll be doing. If you like this video, please click like right down here and leave a comment or a question. I definitely will get back to you. Stay tuned to the end of this video so you can see how you can get your hands on a free online NLP training. Take care.